When it comes to tactical RPGs on the Switch, there are many to choose from, especially when you consider the many indie titles available in the eShop, but year to year, tactical RPGs tend to have less releases than other genres, being that it is a niche genre. That said, there have been several releases this past year, many of which I have played and reviewed, and I wanted to take a moment and rank my top 5 TRPGs on the Switch this year. So, to be on this list, I must have played the game, it must have been released this year on the Switch, and it must be a tactical RPG, of course. The rankings were determined by my playtime in the game and how much I enjoyed each one. Feel free to leave your thoughts and your own rankings in the comments. First on the list at number 5 is War Tales. Now, I played War Tales on PC when it first had its full release this year, but it has since released on the Switch as well. I haven't played the Switch version, so I can't speak to the game's performance on that system, but War Tales as a game is an excellent sandbox TRPG where you build a band of mercenaries and accept contracts to earn more coin to grow your camp and your party. There are also storylines in each region of the game if you want more of a directed narrative, but the beauty of War Tales is the narrative you create and build yourself as you build and grow your company. War Tales is also a low fantasy setting, meaning there are supernatural aspects in the world like the ghost battles and plague rats, but there are no wizards or spells. This sets War Tales in a grittier, more realistic setting than most TRPGs, making it unique amongst its peers. At number 4 is Persona 5 Tactica. This game features an outstanding story for a TRPG and uses all the features of the Persona series to stand out in the world of TRPGs. The game's focus on the all-out attack system where you down an enemy and then use triangulation to devastate all enemies in the midst of your 3 characters really forces you out of the comfort zone of most TRPGs. Instead of turtling up, you're encouraged to spread your units out as far as possible to defeat your enemies as fast as possible. Persona 5 Tactica focuses more on a puzzle-like system where the focus really is on the battles and how you navigate each map rather than on min-maxing or character building. So if you like a tactical brain teaser that will keep you thinking, Persona 5 Tactica might just fit that bill. Next at number 3 is Redemption Reapers. Now Redemption Reapers got a lot of flack early on for being too hard and for being focused on only 5 characters, but despite all of that, I thought it was a great game, especially for hardcore tactics fans. Since those early days though, the game was given an easy difficulty for those less hardcore tacticians, and its economy was reworked so that the weapon degrading and repair mechanic is much easier to manage now. Redemption Reapers as a tactics game focuses on small squad-based tactics where you control 5 mercenaries, each with their own specialties and abilities. As the game progresses, you'll begin to master how each unit can be used and learn to use them as a team. The star mechanic of the game is the follow-up system. Every one of your mercs adjacent to the target of another merc's attack will get a free follow-up attack that doesn't cost them action points and that can't be counterattacked. This can lead to some pretty spectacular enemy and even boss takedowns when you plan out everything correctly. Story-wise, Redemption Reapers is slow to get started, but it did have an impactful ending, I thought at least, but the gameplay was definitely the star of this one. Second to the top at number 2 is Tactics Ogre Reborn. Yes, I know I'm cheating a little bit on this one as it actually came out in 2022, but as I was still playing and covering it in 2023, I went ahead and added it to the list. Tactics Ogre Reborn is the remake of a classic, so it was set to be an awesome experience. The classic team and character building along with the diverse enemies and maps really set this one apart as a tactics RPG juggernaut. And though the campaign and story are really good and can lead to several different endings, what I really think made Tactics Ogre Reborn so great is the sheer amount of content. Once you do complete the main campaign, you still have easily 50 to 100 plus hours of content to complete. Using the World Terror system, you can go back to points in the story and take paths you didn't take and recruit characters that you missed. You can also tackle several end-game areas for unique classes and items. Tactics Ogre Reborn was one of the few games I've played and enjoyed for over 100 hours, and as such, it's earned the second highest spot on this list. Finally, at the top of the list is Gloomhaven. Now, this one has been out for a while, first as a dungeon crawler board game, then as a digital version on PC, before finally coming to the Switch and other consoles this year. I have played all 3 versions of the game, having completed the board game campaign earlier this year, then the PC version after that, and I've played but not completed the Switch version since its release as well. Now, there have been some major issues with the console update that created quite a few bugs in the game, making many players' first experience in the game a bad one. But the development team has been hard at work fixing these issues, and most of the major bugs have been removed. That disclaimer out of the way, Gloomhaven is an excellent dungeon crawler TRPG that takes a lot, but not quite all, the randomness out of combat by implementing a card-based system instead of RNG or dice. This means that it is far easier to plan out your awesome moves with minimal risk of them being ruined by a bad die roll. Each character is unique with their own playstyle, and new characters are regularly unlocked as you advance in the game, which helps keep everything fresh. Gloomhaven is a challenging game as well that will keep even the most hardened tacticians on their toes. The constant stream of new challenges, items, characters, and other unlocks really keeps interest high as you play through the campaign, and the best part of it all is that you can go on this adventure with up to 3 friends. The game features a cross-platform multiplayer function, allowing you to play with friends in your campaign, and while the game is fun and challenging playing alone, it's all the more interesting, fun, and challenging playing with friends. Hold on, before you go, I do have one honorable mention, and that is Arcadian Atlas. Arcadian Atlas is another indie title that's had a bit of a negative reception, but I chose to play it anyway, and I'm glad I did. Yes, it is a little old in some of its design choices, like not being able to rotate the battle map and the lack of an autosave system, and the class progressions aren't the most balanced, but if you can get past these, there is a great little tactics RPG here. The story is dark and very character-focused, which allows for some great storytelling that gets you invested and keeps you interested throughout the game. The gameplay has a great classic tactics feel, even if it may be a little on the simpler side, but the music is maybe what I enjoyed the most. At first, jazz and tactics RPG don't seem like they should be combined, but somehow the smooth and calm jazz themes really amplified the game's dark setting. At the relatively low price of $20, I think Arcadian Atlas is worth its asking price. It's a great, chill, and shorter experience to give you a break between the giant 100-hour epics. So there you have it. Now what did I miss? What TRPGs of this year on Switch did you enjoy most? Let me know in the comments. For more tactical RPG coverage, you can watch this video right here, and thank you so much for watching. Have a great day, and keep on gaming.